Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. Today we're flying low above a field full of oranges. But what caught my eye today was this machinery, this giant blade. That's right, look at that baby. That is somebody's office. That's what they crawl into every day and go to work. That machine right there actually makes those trees grow even more, believe it or not. That machine right there is a tree cutter, and it makes those orchards nice and clean. And the more you chop a tree, the better it grows. Just remember that it goes into like a little shock and wants to grow more. So they keep these orchards nice and trim. Not to mention, you want your rows of your orchard wide enough where other machinery can go down the middle of them. So you don't want your branches hanging out into the rows where it can get caught on your sprayer and other machinery that needs to go down the rows. But you can see right there that that thing has 3 blades per side, and you can see that's the operator. Like I said, right now he's taking his tape measure out and he's seeing how square those things are. So you want to make sure that that's the length of a tree. So I'm sure he can adjust those to right what he wants, and depending on what tree he is cutting. So he likes the way that looks. So I'm gonna watch him crawl into that rig, but it's not every day you get to see a tree trimmer like that on the farm. So this was a great day, and it was early in the morning, so you don't want to wait around till it gets too hot around here. So we got some great shadows from the morning light. So it's not cheap to have this guy come out and do your orchard, because it takes a lot of diesel and a lot of time, and I'm sure that machinery right there is not cheap. Not to mention, look at the big rig and the trailer that he has to haul it around on. So yeah, if you think anything's cheap, well, it is not. So I think that the big rig was pretty much gonna be used that day to haul it out, because he was done. But before he was done, he had a couple left to do. So believe it or not, he got in his, I want to call that a tree trimming tractor device. Does that sound right? No, that's just a tree trimming tractor. So you can see he's taken off on his tree trimming tractor. Say that real fast. Tree trimming tractor. And he's taking off. Now the great thing about this DJI Air 3 drone is it has the capability of going almost 6 miles with a strong signal. So I did not fear any loss of connection, especially way out in the country. But on this day, you can see how far he was away. So 6 miles is a long way to go, and well, he's at least 2 miles away. So we're gonna give this drone a little test and see if we can make it down there. That was my zoom lens, and there you go. There's your answer. We did make it down here, and there he is. If you can spot him, you gotta kind of look hard, but it's It's kind of easy to see with those blades spinning like that. But when you're looking at the small screen of the drone, he's kind of hard to see. But as you can see right there is where he left off for the weekend. This was a Monday, so he's starting right where he left off. And I was waiting for him to get going, and finally he started moving. Now, I really wish the trees were more grown. I thought I'd get some more action out of this thing, but I guess you gotta trim the small ones too. So I wish I was there when the big trees were getting cut. But you can see he's getting a little bit. There is a little bit coming up. So yeah, I would imagine that you have to pay attention to where you're going. This is not just an easy job. Like I said, you could really destroy a lot of property if you don't pay attention to where you're going. But yeah, you can see that he has to make those rows wide enough for his tractor and the spray tractors to go through. So yeah, look at all those trees. That right about that speed too. That's about top speed for that tractor. Trimmer tree tractor. So as you can see here, he got to the end of the row, and it's a big sweep, not just a short sweep. You gotta really do a long sweep with that thing. It could probably turn tighter, but I think he does it a little at a time. But there's a good example of that thing going right through the trees. Isn't that neat? You can see that there is some produce getting whacked off there. But I wonder if he has any kind of radio or anything he listens to, because that is a lot of tree work to do. Well, I imagine that he's probably bored just about as much as you are watching this video, so I will change the video up a little bit, give you that look down perspective. I've always liked that look down perspective. A lot of times I forget to do that shot, but yeah, there you go. You can see he's whacking off something. I don't know what he's whacking off, but he's whacking off something. So it's a whole bunch of who shot John, if you ask me. He's just going through there not really cutting anything, but what do I know? I know that it doesn't look like he's cutting much, so I guess he's doing something, because look at all those trees, and you gotta stay on top of it or they'll get overgrown. So if you want job security, have yourself a tree trimming tractor here in the San Joaquin Valley. Oranges and olives, they really need to keep their tree trimming tractors available. So, and they're a good business to have. So I don't think a lot of farmers own a tree trimming tractor. So I guess they have to hire a tree trimming tractor to do their service. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these tree trimming tractor adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.